Welcome to Woodward Wings. I am Justin Satawa, and I am joined by Spencer Raxter.
What up, though?
And we are going to attempt to not let the Tigers trade deadline bleed into our opinions on the Detroit Red Wings, but because the ownership is the exact same, it's not going to happen.
Chris Ilitch does not care about you.
I feel like you're cutting. We want you,
Chris Ilitch does not care about you.
We don't want you.
You need to seize control of the Detroit Red Wings.
But yeah, I mean, it's been another depressing week as a Red Wings fan. Even though nothing is happening, there are rumors and rumblings and GMs trying to facilitate deals. It is a seller's market right now where people are trying to buy. The biggest one right now is the fact that it has been confirmed that Pittsburgh is committed to a full rebuild. So they should be looking to sell off the likes of Erik Karlsson, Brian Rust, and Rickard Rakell. The biggest one that has been linked to the Red Wings has been Erik Karlsson and Brandon Rust. But it has come out this week that outside of Carolina, it becomes really difficult to squint and see where Erik Karlsson fits moving forward. Karlsson has made it clear that he wants to have a chance to win. So let's just take him off the list because that's just not going to happen. And we might as well not even put any air into it because there's no chance that we're going to make enough moves to entice Erik Karlsson to come here, even if we were to also trade for his buddy, Brian Rust.
Yeah, he's got a no-trade clause, right? Yeah, he's not coming here. Why would he come here? This is a terrible place full of terrible people, and it starts with Chris Ilitch.
It's a huge no-trade clause,
you loser.
It's over 50% of the league.
Yeah, I mean, we are not an enticing place for people to play. Like, yeah, it's the Red Wings. Yeah, it's Hockey Town. It hasn't been Hockey Town. Hasn't been Hockey Town in 15 years. Like, it doesn't. If you are a veteran like Erik Karlsson is, obvious multiple-time Norris winner, still, only a couple years removed off of his last Norris. But why would you come here? Why would you come to Detroit? Why would you do that? The twilight of your career. He's gonna go to fucking Florida or
Carolina.
Yeah. I would, if I was him, I'd rather go back to Ottawa than come to Detroit. They're in a better they're in a better situation than us.
Start with the
they're just we are not in a position to entice any type of legitimate free agent or someone to waive a no trade clause because we have nothing to say. Hey, this is why you should come to Detroit. Other than look at our cool sweater. How awesome is the wing wheel?
Look at our cool prospect core that you won't play with for 2 more years.
Erik Karlsson. I know you'd love to mentor this guy ASP, but he might not even be on the team next year.
It's a harsh reality, man.
It is.
It really is.
It is. We are a bottom feeder, and we have been for a while.
Well, hopefully, luckily for us, the Ducks are also dealing with some bottom feeder things where they are having issues re-signing RFA Mason McTavish, who is a very, very good young player.
Yep.
He is big. I think he's more of a true winger than he is a center.
I agree.
I think he's kind of too big of a defensive liability to play center, but I think he fits perfectly on that first line with Raymond and Larkin. It has come out that the New York Rangers have been linked to trying to trade for Mason McTavish to finish out their top 6.
Yeah, and they're going to do it. It's like literally if I hear, hey, someone's trying to trade for somebody and the Red Wings are in there with them, the other person is going to give them because they're going to give up better prospects. They're going to give them a better deal, and they're going to get the player because the Red Wings aren't going to do it. And it starts with Chris Ilitch, you fucking cheap bastard.
And the thing is the Red Wings could easily beat whatever the Rangers are going to offer.
Oh, for sure.
They have more cap flexibility. They have better prospects.
Yep.
But they're probably not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
And
we saw Mason McTavish really take a big step forward last year and become more of a complete player. He wasn't, like you said, he's still a little bit of a defensive liability, but he wasn't.
But if you're putting him on the wing,
it's
like he will be good enough where he can be a top 6 winger defensive.
He's big enough. He's physical enough there. He's not going to get abused like some other smaller guys will. Now, he's never going to be a lockdown winger out there, but yeah, would it be nice to get a good young player that you could pencil into your top 6 and not have to worry about James Van Riemsdyk getting top 6 minutes next year? Yeah, that'd be nice, but it's not going to happen, and I'm going to jump off a bridge.
I think that's a fair reaction. I was talking to Sean about this earlier today, and I was like, all right, let's play the GM game. I will be the Red Wings GM. You be the Ducks GM.
Okay.
if I were to offer you Nate Danielson, a first-round pick, and Michael Rasmussen, would you take that for Mason McTavish?
How French is Verbeek? Is it like super accent? Oh, no, I do not want these prospects. All right, sorry. What are you offering me? I was putting myself in the mind of
Danielson, a first-round pick, and Michael Rasmussen. Sean said he would take that deal if he was the Ducks.
Yeah, I would take that deal for sure. Absolutely. They're not offering that.
I don't think it's not about giving up what they would be giving up for McTavish. I think they are worried about paying him the freight that he is asking for. I know that they have committed to their young core and their guys, like they're the people who Steve Yzerman drafted. It is hard for me to believe that he would be willing to do that for an RFA that, as I believe Mason McTavish will be a good player, especially when he's moved to the wing. There are some people who believe that he is never going to take that true step into being a everyday top 6 winger or center. I think that's a little overblown. And I think that he really could help this team, especially with the size that he can bring and the fact that he will be growing with Lucas Raymond, growing with Marco Kasper, as they all are hitting their prime years of 25 and up.
Yeah, and I already know what the comments are going to be like under this post. Why do these guys want McTavish and have him play on the first line? He's not a first-line forward. He's not even that good. Well, newsflash, assholes. We're not going to get anybody that's elite wing. We're not just going to go out there and pluck a guy from a team that is a no-doubt first-line wing. It's not going to fucking happen. You got to get a guy that there are questions about. You got to get a guy like McTavish that, okay, he's got potential to possibly be a first-line wing, but he's not complete yet, and he still has to be re-signed. These are the type of guys that we're going to get. We're not going to find a beautiful 100-point first-wing guy who's on a cheap deal, wants to come to Detroit, and you're not going to have to give up anybody to get him. This isn't fucking fantasy land. That's not going to happen. You're going to have to make a swing at a guy that maybe it's not going to work out. That's where you are right now. That's what it means to be a bottom feeder in the NHL, which is what the Red Wings are. You got to swing at guys, and you might miss, but just don't swing and miss on fucking Tarasenko. Swing and miss on a guy that actually has legitimate upside and can help this team. Am I all in on Mason McTavish? No. Would it be better than what we have? Yes. Or would it be better than what we have now? Yes. We're not going to have this perfect Jesus that comes down and saves us walking on the ice like it's water. Like, no, we need to make a move that's going to be somebody who could do something. And it's not just going to be gifted to us.
And I will give Steve Yzerman credit. He has been able to maneuver to set up himself in a great cap situation.
Yes.
The cap table is in a great spot right now, especially if you were to bring in a guy like Mason McTavish, because with Kane coming off the books next year, I can guarantee you we do not sign Patrick Kane next year. I might crash out if we sign Kane, do another $7 million deal.
Yeah.
And when we could be, spending $7 million a year on Mason McTavish, a guy who actually has potential to help this team win when they're in their window. And yeah, even if you do overpay him, the cap's going up. And at worst, he has a floor of being a second-line winger for you.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to take that swing because at worst case, he plays on a line with an undersized DeBrincat, and he's 6'1", 219.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fit on either the first line with Raymond and Larkin or the second line with Cat and Kasper is there.
Yeah,
it's just about making sure that you are keeping good lineups that can actually compete in a playoff series. Like, that's what you're trying to build here.
Yeah, you need some size in your top 6. You absolutely do. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it. If Patrick Kane is in your top 6, you're not making the playoffs. And if you make the playoffs somehow with Patrick Kane in your top 6, you're going to get absolutely butt-fucked out there. Like, it's not going to be even close. And that's nothing against Patrick Kane. That's just the reality of who he is as a player now. He needs to be in the role that Tarasenko was last year. Third-line guy, you put him on the power play, you give him minutes where he's not going to just absolutely blow up your 5-on-5 play. And a guy like Mason McTavish, I would be much more comfortable in the top 6. Like you said, he's not this defensive lockdown power forward that's going to – but he's not a little bitch. And he's not a 5'6" forward you're putting out there. He's a big guy. He'll throw his body around, and you need some of that in your top six.
Yeah, he hasn't made the jump in his scoring in the way that you would like to see him in his NHL career. At the same time, though, if we're talking about in the next couple of years, he can consistently be a 30-goal scorer, because I think that is in him on a pretty consistent level, to be completely honest. I think that playing with better line mates as well. He hasn't played with a facilitator like Lucas Raymond.
Yeah.
Lucas Raymond, I'm not trying to be a slappy when I say this. I genuinely believe this, that Lucas Raymond is a top 10 facilitator offensively in the NHL right now.
Whoa!
He is one of the best passers.
For half the season.
Fair. But
I mean, it's like, that's what it is with him. We've seen it, but just do it for a whole year.
Yes, you have to see him do it for a full year. But I truly believe when he is in his prime, he will be one of the best facilitators in the NHL.
Yeah,
and especially when you give him a good enough scoring wing where he can just focus on being that facilitator, and it will also help his scoring because it will take the pressure off him to be the main scorer on that line.
And we might have put a little bit too much pressure on Lucas Raymond last year, because when you look at his peers and where he ranks amongst his peers, he's in the top of scoring for guys in his age group, and that is something that you can lean on. But I think we are being like blue-balled by Lucas Raymond. Like, he's jerking us off a little bit, but then he's just forgetting about it, because he's shown us in 2 different seasons, for a half of both of those seasons, that he can be an upper echelon player in this league, but he just hasn't put it together for a whole year. Part of that is the youth. Part of that is the line that he's playing with, but part of it is just on him. Like, at some point, and I hope it's next year, and I'm not like being like, you got to do it or get out of here, because like I said, he's still young. He's still going to get better. At some point, you got to put shit together for a whole season and go out there, and it's on you. If you want to be that elite guy, if you want to be that great forward, you're going to have to put it together. Now, he does need some help because he doesn't have an elite offensive player on his line. So that does hurt. But still, at some point, he's going to have to look at himself and be like, okay, I can't fall apart for a 30-game stretch.
Yeah, and I think that a good comparison to Lucas Raymond.
I love Lucas Raymond.
His mentor, Patrick Kane.
Yes.
You can obviously tell they have a relationship. Lucas Raymond looks up to him. And at the start of Patrick Kane's career, he didn't have the goal scoring figured out. You're looking at his numbers. He had 130-goal season in his first 7 years in the NHL. So I'm not saying that Lucas Raymond isn't going to hit 30 goals before his 7th season in the NHL, but you see the slow progression of Patrick Kane's career, and you're right. I think we are leveling expectations on Lucas Raymond maybe a little too early.
And that's not on – I put more of that on Steve Yzerman.
That's what I was about to say.
Because you got to put good vets around a guy like that. We shouldn't be – putting all of our hope into Lucas Raymond has to be a superstar in his first 4 years in the NHL.
It's unfair.
You got to put good vets around him to help him ease into that and to take some of the pressure off of him. When you have a kid he's 23 years old, that you're expecting to be the best player on your first line, that's a lot of pressure on a guy.
Yeah, and you see it time and time again. You're seeing it with Bedard. You're seeing it all these teams.
And Lucas Raymond, as much as I love him, he's not Bedard. He's not McDavid. He's not, he's not one of these guys that came in here like, oh, can't miss prospect, steal of the draft. They got it. He is outperforming where we got him, and that is awesome. But it's on the Red Wings front office that is hampering his development. It's on them.
The fact that he doesn't have a legitimate wing to help his development is criminal.
You don't have a goal scorer on your first line. Like, how can you be an NHL team and not have a legitimate goal scorer on your first line? That's embarrassing.
And you want to make the playoffs.
Good luck.
I see.
And I love to break it, but he can't be on your first line either.
You need him to carry your second line.
Yeah. And he can't, like...
It's the same thing with Seider and Edmondson in the back end. Yeah, it'd be awesome if you could have them as your first pair. They are a superstar first pair. But then the rest of the defense is in shambles.
It's nothing.
They are awful.
There would be nothing.
So that's why you have to split them.
Yeah.
Sorry, all I can do is laugh at this point.
It's all right. I mean, and again,
it's
like
a Joker laugh.
we're just dude. That was me yesterday talking about the Tigers. I literally had Joker laughs, and I was freaking out. I hate Chris Ilitch. I really do. He sucks. Go burn down another house. But I just think that, like, if this Red Wings team wants to be serious, if they want to be a legitimate playoff team next year, they have to get another top 6 forward somehow. And I know we sound like, fucking mockingbirds that we keep saying the same thing, but it's true. It's what it has to be. You can't go in because Marco Kasper should be a center. If your team is good, Marco Kasper should be a center.
And
we
with
saw
the
it
way
last
that
year.
the NHL is going, like, you need him to be a center. You need a physical center.
Yeah, especially when your second line right now consists of Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat. Like, I talk about it all the time. Kopp, good defensive center. He's not good enough at anything else other than defense to make those guys look better.
Yes.
And if your second line is going out there with DeBrincat, Kopp, and Kane versus Barkov, Kachuk, and Rodriguez, you're going to get bent over a barrel.
So, shout out to some of the comments on last week's episode. I want to read some of them. There was a couple interesting ones. The first one is by Jay Christner82.
Shout out.
Why not put Kasper with Raymond? Why do we need Larkin and Raymond together? What about Cat, Larkin, Kane, Kasper, Raymond, question mark on the left side, and treat both these lines as 1A and 1B with similar ice time?
Listen, I am all for Marco Kasper being the first center on this team. I think that is the projections. I think that's what it should be. But it doesn't matter what line Marco Kasper is centering if you don't have
as baby shit.
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of like the Florida Panthers, I'm not calling them soft as players. Like they
no,
play
but in a playoff in playoff hockey,
like they're just not going to be good enough. Like that's not going to be good enough. And I think that
But Kane can't be on in your top 6. He can't. If you want to get to the playoffs, like I said, my 2 checklists for this team making the playoffs are 1, Patrick Kane is not in your top 6, and 2, Justin Hall is shot into the moon. Like those are the 2 things. Justin Hall cannot be on this team.
I can't believe
next year.
we didn't buy out Justin Hall with the abundance of cap space we have. Like,
he might be the worst defenseman I've ever seen in my entire life. I hate him.
I think that's so.
And remember, Jeff Petrie is going to win a Stanley Cup.
Yep. Morgo's the Orc Boys.
Shout out.
I honestly think it was the right decision to keep ASP in Sweden last year. Only because of his size, gives him an extra year to bulk and keep playing at a high level. But if he's ready at some point next season, they need to put him in the NHL.
Yeah, see, like, I think he can bulk just as much as he can in Sweden in the AHL, and I'd rather him getting used to
acclimated.
North American hockey. Like, you don't think he can bulk in Toledo? I don't know.
You mean GR?
Grand Rapids. Sorry, I fucking goddamn Tigers on the brain. He could bulk in Grand Rapids just as much as he could bulk in Sweden, but I just wanted him to get more acclimated to North American hockey. So at this point, in this year, when we need to call him up so Justin Hall doesn't see ice time, it's not brand new for him. But again, I'd be surprised if we see ASP in a Red Wing sweater next year.
Shout out to Justin Shields. Well, we got a bet on that.
We do have a bet on that.
Shout out to Justin Shields. He threw a couple of trades our way. I would love to see Yzerman trade for Jason Robertson and Bowen Byram. If Yzerman is able to trade for those players and keep their top prospects, they would not be able to. It would be worth it. Would these trade proposals be enough to entice Buffalo and Dallas?
I would love if Margot Robbie came in here right now and gave me a sloppy blowjob, but it's not going to happen. Like, you want them to trade for 2 elite pieces and keep all of their top prospects? I mean, sure, yeah, I would love that. I'd love us to get Connor McDavid for $5 million a year too. But
you're gonna laugh at this trade proposal, I promise you.
All right, let's hear it.
Here's the one for Jason Robertson. Detroit trades their 2027 first-round pick, their 2028 first-round pick, their 2026 second-round pick, and Jonathan Bergeron for Jason Robertson. They don't want your trash.
No, it would take 2 firsts, one of our top prospects, and a decent player, not Bergeron.
It would take Nate Danielson or MBN or something like that.
Or Marco Kasper. They're going to ask for Kasper. Yes. If you're trading for a guy like that,
they're going to ask
the first person you're going to ask for is Kasper
100%.
Because he's shown that he has the potential to do it in the NHL already.
Yes. They are going to be asking for NHL-ready players, and Jonathan Berger, and there's been enough tape out there where no
Johnny
one wants him.
Burgers, I love the kid. He's a nothing, man.
He's
like
a nothing burger.
He's a nothing burger. We talked about him re-signing his deal. I thought it was going to be salary filler in a trade that they would make because, honestly, I'd rather have Lombardi be Jonathan Bergeron right now. We know what Burgers is. He's fine. He'll give you a goal here or there. I wanted him to take a step forward. He's not going to do that. Lombardi at least has still potential that he could be something else.
Dallas doesn't want your number 1 pick.
Yeah.
They're in win now. They don't want your number 1.
Yeah, that's Sean told us that Dallas doesn't want the picks. They're in win now mode, and he's right. Why? What would first round picks do to Dallas Stars right now?
Nothing, because they already got the cap flexibility they needed with Granlund leaving. So I truly believe that Jason Robertson is going to get.
If they traded Jason Robertson for a haul of picks and Jonathan Bergeron, Mikko would walk up to their front office and request a trade the next day.
He's also an RFA next year, so they could just trade him next year.
Yeah.
Like, they would probably.
And I would love Jason Robertson. I think it would be
literally
awesome.
my wet dream.
Yeah, it would be awesome. You're not going to get him for anything less than Marco Kasper and another NHL-ready prospect.
All right, well, let's try again. How about for Bowen Byram?
Okay.
Detroit trades their 2026 first-round pick, Jesus, Eric Gustafsson, and Shane.
What the fuck, dude?
What would Bowen Byram?
You would have to add another 2 first-round picks to get Eric Gustafsson off your team. That dude's buns. Nobody. Come on, man. Again, if Meg the Stallion came up here and busted it open for me, I would love for that to happen. But I'm not going to sit here open on it.
Yeah, I think that's a little too light, with a lot of unwanteds in there. I think you'd have to redo those deals. So,
but if anybody would do that, if anybody would make a trade like that,
it would be Buffalo.
It would be Buffalo. So maybe. But if I'm trading for somebody on Buffalo, I'm doing whatever I can to get Tage Thompson.
Yeah,
because they're gonna have to blow it up again. They already blew it up twice with elite prospects. Now they're on their third one. Like, Owen Power and Tage Thompson aren't going to be there very long.
Yeah, I think that Tage Thompson is a season or 2 away from getting out of Buffalo. I think that it's just a writing on the wall. I don't think that they can.
And again, nobody's saying, we don't want Bowen Byram. It would be awesome if the Red Wings could get Bowen Byram. If the Red Wings could get Bowen Byram and give up Gustafsson, I would literally cream in my pants. But it's not realistic.
Peter B. 5461, you are the first person I've heard echo my frustration with wishing the organization would try to keep their prospects here in North America more. Not saying they don't, but dang it, Anton Johansson choosing to go back to the SHL looks bad.
That does look bad.
Butch, ASP, MBN, etc., get them in GR and don't let them go. I mean, the Butch is a whole different story.
Yeah, we don't know when that dude's going to be able to come to America.
We all agree on that point. I mean, Anton Johansson has zero reason to go back to the SHL.
No.
He literally looked like their best defenseman in GR in the playoffs, and he is a North American-style player.
Yes,
he is a big physical defenseman. There's no reason to go put him back in the SHL with all those pansies over there.
Hey, yeah, fuck the Swedes. Just kidding. Love a lot of Swedes. But, yeah, I'm with you 100%. Why would you put Johansson back? He needs to be in the American Hockey League. He needs to be learning to use his size and physicality more on North American ice, because that's a guy that could be a sleeper, could have some potential. But if he's just trying to be a finesse guy in Sweden, that's not going to help his development at all. And that's not what we need him to be. We need him to be an asshole and a big dude, and I'd rather be able to pull him from Grand Rapids than pull him from the SHL.
Yeah, I think that you couldn't convince me that ASP would be better off going to the SHL than staying in the AHL.
Yes.
You literally could not convince me of that. I swear. I am so confident that he would be so much better off if he would have just stayed in North America last year. But another move of the Wings that is on the table, shout out to Pesky19, grab Rosovich from the Columbus Blue Jackets, put him with Dylan and Razor. Dude had 28 tucks last year. That's a guy I do have some interest in, especially because he wants out of Columbus. It seems like a bargain move that the Wings could make to fill that role on the top line. Am I excited about it? It's also a rental, so it doesn't necessarily move the needle down the line either. But in terms of at least helping Raymond this year as developing, I do think that would help him having someone with 28 goals last year. How do you feel about Roslovic? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot with that.
Again, yeah.
It's a very Tigers move.
Very Tigers move. I'd rather have McTavish.
I think I would 100% agree.
That would be a Band-Aid. It wouldn't be something that could be a solution going forward. So if you truly believe that these prospects are finally going to be here next year, maybe that's the move you make. But no, I'd rather have a piece that you can solidify going forward in your core.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. Hockey Lounge says the Islanders are not better than the Red Wings. I think that's yet to be seen. I think you've got to see how the season starts. But in terms of goaltending and top-tier talent, they have more of it.
Yeah, like our biggest improvement over this past offseason is by far and away goaltending. Like getting Gibson in there. And they still have better goaltending. So I don't know what you can say or what facts you can bring to the table that says the Red Wings are better than the Islanders.
So
I'm not mad. Like, I'm not like, no, the Islanders are elite. Like, they're pretty close, but.
RCAR77, get over it. Kane is playing in the top 6. He is not playing on the third line. I mean, yeah.
Then we're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's all he's saying. He's not saying that it's not
going
to happen.
No, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Agree. It's going to happen because they're not going to make a move. And that's why they're not going to be in the playoffs.
Yep.
And if they do make the playoffs, he's going to get ran through the entire series because
he'll be injured. He'll get injured.
Yeah, they're going to play the Panthers, and it's going to be a show.
Yeah. Yeah. And they'll attack him. They will attack Patrick Kane in that playoff series.
These guys are depressing to listen to, such doomers. Not doomers. We just expect
What do you want to say? Hey, what's his name? What's his name?
Scooby Dad.
Scooby Dad. Oh, the Red Wings are great. Everything's working out. Steve Yzerman's making all the right calls, and they're going to win the playoffs. They're going to win a Stanley Cup next year. Is that what you want to fucking hear? Go suck a dick somewhere else. It's not sunshine and rainbows over here. We're doomers because this team is not good. Sorry.
No, that's so fair. I'm with you.
If they were making good moves, I'd be like, yeah, they're making good moves. What did we say?
We have given him his flowers about John Gibson.
Yes, fantastic trade. Joe Veleno for John Gibson. Fantastic trade. What else?
We gave him credit on the cap table. He has the cap table in a great spot, but it means nothing if you don't use it to make a move.
And if nobody wants to come here. We just saw in the offseason.
Ehlers literally said he didn't want to come here.
I'm not going to Detroit. Oh,
I'm not even meeting with you.
Yeah,
sorry,
guess I'll go
Steve
fuck
Yzerman,
myself.
Go kick rocks.
Yeah, the cap situation is good. He got out of a hole. But all that money doesn't mean shit if nobody wants to take it.
And now we're tied to Carlson, and now Carlson only wants to go to Carolina. Look, we're not trying to be doomers. We are literally just taking the information that is given to us, telling you it's not good.
Yeah.
Like
if the Red Wings were out there and it was like Erik Karlsson tells the Penguins, trade me to Detroit or else, I'd be up here swinging my shirt over my head with no pants on like I'm Sean Belizean. But unfortunately, nobody wants to come to Detroit. That is just the reality. This is not Hockey Town anymore. This is just some fucking place with a stadium with some ice in it.
I'm only laughing because it's the only emotion I can exude because I am so frustrated with this team. And look.
Fuck Chris Ilitch, dude.
Like Scooby Dad, we appreciate you watching, but
yeah, I'm sorry, Scooby Dad. I'm sure you and your children are great people, but I'm not going to sit up here and suck the dick of these fake trades that aren't going to happen. Like, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the roster right now. I'm looking at the lines, and the only thing that's gotten better from last year was the goaltending.
Like, please explain how you are okay with your first line possibly including James Van Riemsdyk, Soderblom, Berggren, Vaser. Tell me that's okay. Tell me that's okay for a team that's trying to make the playoffs. Please, I open your criticism in the comments.
And tell me I didn't give them props saying James Van Riemsdyk and Appleton will be good bottom six. You solidified your bottom six with those two guys.
Yes.
If you get a top six forward, that will make everything else look so much better. But if James Van Riemsdyk is in your first line, you might as well just hang it up now. Like, if James Van Riemsdyk and Appleton are bottom 6 guys, that's so much better than what you had down there last year.
Great.
But right now, one of them is not. You need a top 6 guy to solidify the moves you're making. Because you made solid depth signings, but we still need talent.
We went into this offseason, one of the first episodes before the offseason started, and I asked you and Flannel. Shout out to Flannel. Hopefully he's back soon.
Rip.
But I asked you guys, what would make this a successful offseason? Straight up, successful offseason.
Top 6 forward.
And we said
and top 4
you
deep.
need 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
You need a goalie, a top 6 forward, or a top 4D. You need 2 of the 3 to make this offseason a success. You got 1.
Got 1.
So
and there's still time.
I keep hearing about all these trades that are going to happen.
Yeah, don't worry. It's in the works.
If we get beat out by the Rangers for
We're going
McTavish,
to. We're going to. What do you mean?
I know. No, I know.
Where would you rather go?
I mean, obviously, I'd rather go to New York. And McTavish can press their hand and say, I'm not signing with Detroit. I'll sign with the Rangers, which, geez, that's probably going to happen. Oh, my God.
He absolutely can, and he's absolutely going to. Why would you commit to signing with the Red Wings right now if you were
Dude,
a young
you could
prospect?
literally go play with Panarin.
Yeah.
He's literally just going to go play with Panarin.
Yeah. Panarin, Lafreniere, Zibanejad. Why would you not go play with those guys?
We're so down because literally every time we talk about it, like let's just talk about someone who got traded. We were talking about Keandre Miller. He was linked to the Red Wings. The Red Wings were unwilling to pay a premium for him. The Carolina is because they're in their window, which I'm good with. They didn't. We were not going to give up ASP for Keandre Miller. That is the reality, and I think everyone knows that. But the fact that you literally got beat out by a team that offered less, and it happens every single time, or could offer less. And I'm not saying to trade ASP, but the fact that they're unwilling to move any of their top prospects is an issue. I don't want them to trade ASP. I don't want them to trade MBN. But if you are trading one of them for a stud, a literal stud, you got to be game. Like, if you're telling me we could trade for Tage Thompson tomorrow and I'd have to give up ASP for him, I would do it in a heartbeat, and that hurts my soul.
Yeah.
But I would do it in a heartbeat.
I would too.
Because you can't measure the fact of getting a guy of that caliber versus a guy who hasn't touched NHL ice as good as ASP projects.
And it's the only way to get other free agents to come here. Like, we love the sound of ASP and MBN, but do you think a free agent or a guy like Mason McTavish, who's going to be a free agent, is going to come to the Red Wings because they've got good prospects on the way? No, he's not. He doesn't give a shit. If you have a good player that, hey, we've got Tage Thompson. Okay, that'll make me want to go there. Hey, trust me, this kid ASP is going to be great in a couple years, which he will. I'm not saying that facetiously, but that's not something you can sell to a guy that's fighting for his life and a contract right now. He would rather go play with Panarin and Zibanejad.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this has just become such a doom and gloom team. And then, like, I don't want to be. Like, I love this team.
There's a lot. It's doom and gloom for this year.
Yeah.
It's obviously,
there's a lot of
we love the
promise in
prospects.
the
There's a lot of promise, but I'm getting sick of saying that.
Yeah,
I'm getting sick of saying, hey, wait till next year. Wait till these kids are up. Wait until these prospects come into the NHL. Wait until ASP's here. Wait until all. No, I'm fucking. I want to make the playoffs. I don't think that's too much to fucking ask for. Sorry.
No, I don't think it is either, and I don't think it's too much to ask for.
Progression. You
adding to this roster. When there are moves out there, and they're not big moves, but dude, this is such.
Like I said, I believe what Steve Yzerman did in this offseason was good. The moves he made were good. Were they good enough to get you into the playoffs? No, unless you make one more. Appleton, James Van Riemsdyk, good for the bottom 6. Gibson, huge upgrade. But we are still lacking talent on the top lines. And a good bottom 6 isn't going to carry you to the playoffs in the East. It's not.
No, it is not. But we will carry you all the way through the entire season. depressed or happy.
Yeah, you guys are going to
ins
see.
and outs. So you will see every range
I'm
of
going to delete
emotion.
myself live on air once this Red Wings team loses 20 games in a row.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we can see some positive progression. Even though the East will be tough, we will stay optimistic.
Yes, it's
Slightly optimistic.
So you're saying there's a chance. Yes, there's a chance.
There's a chance.
But it's a very small chance. It's much like the fucking stupid piece of shit Tigers at the trade deadline. Did they make moves that were all right? Sure, but everybody else made better moves than you did.
Yes. I think you couldn't have said it better yourself.
Chris Illich, come outside, Chrissy.
Well, that's going to do it for us at Woodward Wings today. Make sure you tap that like button, hit the subscribe as well. We appreciate all of you. It was nice to interact with chat, so make sure you keep dropping your comments.
We do appreciate you guys for real.
Reading them. Thank you, Sandy. We appreciate you for the Fatheads Detroit Red Wings logos. We will have those in our home studios while we're doing our post-game shows. We'll make sure we show those off because we appreciate you a lot. So thank you so much. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Hopefully it's not filled with crash outs about the Red Wings like ours is. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Hockey.